Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the RMTV Women's Podcast. This is episode 2 of the new season. Yeah, we'll dive straight in. Liverpool women are just really good at football so far this season.
Yeah,
Makes this
I agree.
podcast and these videos a lot easier to talk about when there's just nothing but good things going on, basically.
Yes.
So we'll talk a bit about the win over Aston Villa at the weekend. We'll dive into a few talking points from that, and then we obviously play Leicester. Well, it's tomorrow night for us recording, but it'll be tonight when this
Yes.
goes up. So remember to tune in for that one. I'll double check what if you can where you can watch and stuff like that. So we can tell you. And then obviously the big one, the Merseyside derby on Sunday, which has probably been one of the most talked about games for a couple of weeks now. So,
Come
um,
around so fast.
yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit. But yeah, let's just go right in with Aston Villa at the weekend. Um, we obviously spoke last week about kind of not wanting to believe the hype of us beating
Yeah.
Arsenal at the Emirates. Obviously, last season we beat Chelsea on opening day, and we were all buzzing after that one, and then it kind of fluttered out a little bit. But
Dissipated.
yeah, but obviously we've now played Aston Villa, beat them 2-0 and what was a really good Liverpool performance. I mean, there was
Yeah.
definitely moments where Aston Villa could have, well, did cause us a couple of problems, but I
Yeah.
think overall it was a solid like 8 out of 10 performance from Liverpool, I'd give it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice to see. I know it's only been 2 games, but just the consistency of from the first match playing into the second one, isn't it?
It is, and I think, but like, God knows how many years now, I feel like we've just never really gotten into any sort of like rhythm. And I think within football, that's super important. Like,
Yeah.
if you're building on confidence week after week, as a team, you're obviously going to feel great, and that's going to then translate onto the pitch. And I think for me, what feels different this season, and where I think we have to give Matt Beard and his like team and his like recruitment process some credit, is the defense and how much stronger and reliable, and I don't know, all of those kind of words. It just feels like it's been majorly improved and solid. And I know obviously Aston Villa did break the lines at some points during that match, and there was a few moments where the luck did come our way, like that Emma Cavisto saves it literally on the line.
Yeah.
Sarah Bonner's throwing in like last minute challenges left, right, and centre. Obviously Jenna Clark with, who was it on the right? I can't remember, but for Villa, sorry, but yeah, it felt like, or it feels like, sorry, that we have kind of got what we've been missing a little bit in that kind of stability at the back.
Yeah.
And I think that partnership of Gemma Bonner and Grace Fisk is working really well. I know obviously it's only 2 games in and we can't read too much into it, but they seem to be working really well, and the communication across the back line seems to be really strong. And I think when you have those solid foundations behind, obviously Lawsy included, fantastic first few games, 2 clean sheets. When you have those foundations behind you, it gives your midfield and your attackers a little bit more confidence and freedom to really roam and
Yeah.
push up. Um, so yeah, for me, that's definitely something that I feel has been massively improved over the summer. And yeah, it feels weird to be sat here like 2 games in with 2 wins. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I can't remember us starting this well in this era of the WSL anyways. Um, but it's great. It feels really positive, and
Yeah.
I think that's the best thing about it.
Yeah, I think that's a good kind of way to put it. Like it just feels positive. And I think,
Yeah.
if someone has said to you like, "Oh, you're gonna go your first 2 games with 6 points and 2 clean sheets," you'd have gone, "Yeah, right, okay." Oh, so
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
yeah, fine, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, it's the positivity around it all. I think I seen a good thing the other day that I can't remember who it was. Someone tweeted about it. I can't remember, but it was like our Tranmere's facility, you know, they were pretty much in and out, and that was
It
it. You
wasn't a
finish.
home environment, was it?
Yeah,
It wasn't a place
it's
they could
like
call their
it's like
own.
us going to five sides on a Tuesday night and training for an hour in this random place that
Yeah.
we only go to maybe once a week, and then that's it. Whereas,
Yeah.
whereas
Nothing about the
Mel,
place feels familiar or anything. Yeah.
yeah, whereas like Melwood is like that is their base. That is where they feel most
Yeah.
comfortable, and so I think having a good foundation like that really
Yeah.
helps on the pitch at the same time. But I think that's a major factor. But I think as well, I think probably just the switching mentality of some of the players as well. Like you
Mm.
said, like that you're getting that support from the front line, from the midfield, from the defense, and then obviously Lawsy having the absolute world the other two games has been unbelievable as well. I think bringing in Tegan Micah in the summer has really pushed Lawsy
Yeah.
because she is a great keeper, and
Mhm.
it's important to have competition for places because it
Yeah.
means no one wants to put a foot wrong, so they give absolutely 110% each time. And
Yeah,
that's
for
what you've
sure.
seen in the opening two matches. And then obviously having players like Mel Lawley come back from injury, come off the bench and make an instant impact with
Yeah.
your two of your new signings also getting on the score sheet. Like it was very rare that we got a goal from midfield last season.
Hmm.
And you've got someone like Hovinger in there who can give you
Oh my
goals.
goodness.
You know,
Fantastic.
yeah, and like you mentioned it on Sunday that like Missy Bocane's playing a bit further upfield
Yeah.
works really nicely as well, which is something that I don't think any of us would ever have thought that could have been an option. And like
Mm.
looking back on last season when it was just like Katie Stengel, you kind of think, oh, would that have made maybe a little bit of a difference last season? But then I don't think we would have had the midfield that we did,
No,
who would have done
no.
the job either. So it's kind of like he's completely changed system in a way, but
I think in order for us to compete, he needed to. And I think everyone knew that at the time. Like, don't get me wrong, we had a team last season that was good enough to stay up and avoid relegation back
100%,
into the
yeah.
championship. But I feel like this time, and I know people are going to say, oh, you're jumping the gun, it's only been two games. But I genuinely feel like this season, with the way that we've started, got everything going for us, as we've mentioned, like the training ground, players coming back from injury in Mel. And I don't think Leanne Kiernan is too far away, maybe still
No.
a month or two or something like that. I don't know. But we've got we've got a team which is strong. We have a home where players feel comfortable, and as you said, that switching mentality, I think, has been really key and something that's been well overdue.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it feels we have a team this season that will get us. As I don't think we're going to be challenging for the top. I'll be honest. I don't think we're once Arsenal, City, and Chelsea kick into gear and get their groove in the season. I think that they're obviously going to be well up above, but I think we can be sixth and above. I
Yeah.
think is a good place to aim for sure. Whether we get that high, I don't know, but I genuinely feel with the way that we've started and the togetherness and the dynamic of the team that there's a lot of things going for us this season. And I can't remember in the whole time we've done this show going into a season, two games in, and feeling this positive about the future.
No.
Who knows? We could end up getting relegated. Don't want to put that into the world, but you never know. I'm being devil's advocate. but it's a nice position to be in. And you know what? I was the first person during the summer to be like, wish we would have signed maybe a bigger name. Maybe that's me hunting for like glory names, you know what I mean? But Herbinger and Jenna Clark, for me so far, I can't fault anything that they've done. They're helping the team.
Yeah.
They're making their own luck by Herbinger scoring absolute worldy. Jenna Clark, I haven't seen her put a foot wrong. And
No,
you
Grace
know
Fish.
who she reminds me of?
Been brilliant as well.
She reminds me of Jill Scott a little bit. I don't know if it's the height, but I'm getting Jill Scott vibes. Not as like slide tackly as Jill Scott, but literally Jenna Clark just like uses her leg and gets the ball. It's so weird. I don't see her like tackle, but she still gets it every time. It's so bizarre. But you know what the best thing about her is? It's the calmness. She doesn't panic. She makes 2 seconds feel like 2 hours, which is when in football you want more time than you can ever get. And it really genuinely feels like that. But yeah, it feels good. And obviously, like you mentioned, Mel Lawley coming back as well. I kind of thought when she come back on, she looked a little bit slow, and then all of a sudden, bam, down the wing.
Yeah, down the wing, like down the left, just
Yeah.
like she hadn't been away, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then lovely pick, Natasha Flynn just on the turn. As soon as
Yeah.
she turned, you just knew it was a goal. As soon as she did that turn, you were like, "Yep, 2-0."
Proper centre forward
Like
finish.
she hadn't
Proper
even
centre forward finish.
hit it yet, and I was like, "Well, yeah, amazing." And that's it. It's a proper centre forward
Yeah.
finish, and we like I know kind of a lot of people were disappointed in how Katie Stengel left in the summer, and
Yeah.
the fact that she did leave in general, people were obviously disappointed about that because she was absolutely brilliant for us last season. But you couldn't have just relied on her again this summer. That was a position that needed to be strengthened. And obviously Leanne Kiernan obviously came back in and then went back out the team again. Like kind of she didn't quite recover, which is a shame for her, especially because, she probably would have went the World Cup as well. But
Yeah.
there was definitely a position that you needed to strengthen, and we've done that. And
Yeah.
like it kind of feels like that these things are going to start paying off for Liverpool now, which is
Yeah.
exactly what we want and probably what we deserve as well after
Yeah.
kind of like a really tough couple of seasons. Since COVID, it's just been kind of up and downs a lot. So it's like hopefully finding a lot more consistency this season.
Yeah.
And like
Bit of
you said,
rhythm.
like challenging those like top six teams is exactly where we kind of need to be. So
Tell you what, though, I've just thought about it then. You think of some of the players that are to like return from injury as well. We already have quite good squad depth at the minute, but
yeah,
like you've got Kiernan coming back. You've got Roman Hag, who we've not even seen yet.
you've
We've
got
got
Fahy.
Sandon. We've got
Yeah,
Need Fahy. Like we have a jam-packed squad of really, really good footballers. So
yeah,
I find that really exciting, the fact that we are doing so well, but we have so many more things to add. Like
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to when Sophie Hogg returns, because I feel like there's been a lot of talk about her and her like ability as a striker, as a goal scorer, and that's going to be amazing, especially with our ability to actually get into the final third and make a chance happen.
yeah,
I think I'm hoping she is the kind of person that kind of can just get it in the back of the net whenever she's kind of put in the right position to do so.
yeah.
So the squad depth this season is really, it feels good. I mean, I know I say that we had 4 or 5 subs on day one, but it's fine. We'll get there.
But that was like, there was a unlucky kind of like COVID situation going on there. So it's like hopefully that's not something that is going to happen regularly this season. But the games come thick and fast now. Like we play Leicester. It's like tonight for if you're watching this, but we play Leicester. You then play a massive, massive game in the derby. Like, you've played Arsenal, Villa, and Everton within your first 3 opening WSL games of a season. Between now and Christmas, the games go like that. You have a nice break over Christmas, and then as soon as that's over, it's weekend. So it's like you need
Full
that.
on.
you need that squad depth, and that's like what we've kind of been unlucky with as well over the last couple of seasons. So that's
Mhm.
good that we can do that. But
Do you remember when we had 3 subs that one year? That was
yeah,
fun. No goalkeeper sub.
no goalkeeper, and it was like,
Oh,
well,
we've been through some stuff.
yeah. So it's good. It's nice to see.
It is.
And
Like,
obviously, like with that squad depth, that means there's probably going to be a more rotated squad for Leicester,
yes.
which is perfect. It's what you want. You want that rotation. You want players to feel 100% and recover well because it's been a heavy like year basically. You've gone from having a major tournament in the Euros to a jam-packed WSL season to a World Cup this summer, which was heavy on a lot of players. To then having a pre-season, to then having an international break, to then the WSL starting, cup games starting. You'll have another international break soon. You've got the Olympics next summer that a lot of players could potentially be picked for.
Mm.
So between
Go on.
from last summer to next summer, that's a hell of a lot of women's football to kind of pack into a short space of time. And I
Mm.
think especially with the amount of injuries that people are getting at the minute, the ACLs are going up again. Like that is just
I
an
didn't want to
absolute
talk about those
nightmare.
3 letters.
Well, yeah, you know all about that. It's an absolute nightmare to like even think about anything
Yeah,
like that happening
go
like
on.
like we do not want that. So it's important to have that squad rotation and keep everyone as 100% as possible. So the likes of for the Conti Cup games, you will see rotation and
Hmm.
that's fine, but the rotation of the squad isn't going to be. Not that there's anything wrong with playing like your youngsters and stuff, but the fact that
They get an opportunity.
the fact that you can rotate like I don't know laws for Micah,
Hmm.
and then
Well,
you
I think
you take
I think he's definitely going to go down the route of starting Flint or Enderby. They've both
yeah,
come on as substitutes, so I think he's going to start one or even two. I don't
and
know, two.
I think if Rowan Hog's okay to play with the mask, she more
Mm-hmm.
than likely probably gets a couple of minutes tomorrow because she hasn't played yet this season in like a proper game.
Yeah, I think Mel Lawley will start. I think to
Yeah,
get
there's
some more
potential
minutes in
for
the
that.
tank for her. But like this Leicester game's going to be interesting. I know it's in the cup, but in the league at the minute, they've won 2 from 2 as well. So they're absolutely flying after almost getting relegated last season. So
Yeah,
they've recruited well in the summer and they're up and running. So I think it's going to be interesting. I say this every year, like it would be nice to have a nice cup run, get as far as we can, and see how it go. And as you say, it's a good opportunity for the younger players. So you might see Lucy Parry come in and the younger players. Sophie Lungard might come back in, like those kind of players we haven't really seen much of yet. So yeah, I always look forward to seeing that team sheet come out on a cup game because it's more than likely, unless you get to the latter stages, very different from what your WSL starting 11 is.
yeah.
But I think it's both teams are in form. It's going to be a great match, I think,
Top of
for a
the table
neutral for
clash, isn't
sure.
it?
Technically, it is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, it'd be good to get a cup game under our belt, see what happens, see how far we can go this season. In all competitions, really. Let's just see what we can do. We have the squad depth for players to come in and drop out whenever we need. Obviously, injuries pending, fingers crossed, touch wood. But yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to see what happens, eh?
Yeah, and I think as well, especially having this momentum and this positivity going into
Yeah.
the Sunday, obviously
Oh my God, I
at
keep forgetting.
Anfield.
Yeah.
The only thing that stresses me out about Anfield is the fact that we haven't won there yet.
No bad vibes, Lauren. No bad
But
vibes. Good vibes only.
this could be the one. This
This
is
could
gonna be
be
the
the
one.
one. This could be the one.
Yeah. I believe and I think getting as many people there as possible.
Yeah.
It's a 4:30 kickoff. It's going to be a fun day. There's going to be loads going on at Anfield. It's an opportunity to go to Anfield, which is just amazing in itself. £10 tickets for adults, £1 tickets for juniors. So there's still tickets available. So please, if you can go and you haven't got your ticket yet, go and buy them. We'll put a link in the bio for the tickets.
Even though we've lost everyone, I love going to when it's at
Just
Anfield or Goodison. I love it. It feels so different to any other game in the season when it's at Anfield. Do you know what I mean? I
yeah.
just love it. We've lost every single one, but I'm so excited.
But even though we've lost them, like it's so nice to see the amount of people that turn out. And like I remember
Yeah.
the first season, like because of the way we conceded the goal,
Oh,
the best way like people describe like the cop for the men's game is like they literally try and like suck the ball into the back of the net.
yeah.
And that is literally what it felt like. That's
Yeah.
exactly the same feeling I got at that women's game compared to what the
Yeah.
at the men's game. And like it's like no matter what, like Anfield just has like this like
It does. It really
aura
does.
about it. Like it just makes everything feel like everything's in like HD. I feel like that's the best way I can describe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So like to
Even without glasses on, I agree.
even without that 2020 vision, do you know what I
I
mean? Like
know, yeah.
it's literally you literally feel like you watch it in HD. So it's like if you want to experience that and see this team, like please
You've
just
got to.
get
You've
down
got
there.
to
You've
do
got
it.
to you've got to do it. It's so good. And for a tenner.
Well, yeah, what else are you gonna
What
do?
else are you doing on Sunday afternoon? Nothing. You're not
I
doing
know.
anything. I know you're not. So get down there and just support.
Yeah.
Have a few
I
have a few
don't
drinks or don't have a few cokes if you don't drink, bring the
think
kids,
there's something for everyone, do you know what I mean?
bring your nan, bring your dog.
You know what as well? Like I feel like there's no better time to have this game at Anfield currently. Obviously, it feels like this game's a little bit earlier in the calendar than usual. I thought it's
Yeah,
usually
it's
like
usually like a
November
little yeah.
time.
Actually, to be fair, I think the last one was in
I
October.
don't know. Maybe I'm just being a meth then, but um I feel like it's a good time to do this. It's a good time to have this game. And I think the majority of what we've talked about in this podcast is that like momentum and mentality and the confidence. And I think with that being high, um, bring it on. Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
is one of the most exciting games in the calendar for anyone, you know what I mean, to watch. And the fact that we had that 1 year where when we were relegated we didn't have this fixture, I think we all really missed it. So I think it's
Yeah,
it's
we
it's
either
a
had
really
we
good
either had
spectacle.
cup game, we played them in the cup, didn't we? But it's
Yeah.
not the same.
Yeah, and it was at Walton Hall Park, boo.
Um,
But yeah.
please get to Anfield, and more than
Yes,
likely the reverse fixture will probably be at Goodison again. So
probably boo.
we need to get one over on them this time. We need
We
to.
do. It needs to happen. I believe.
I believe as well.
I
But
believe.
yeah, um, I think that's everything though. We can
Woohoo.
discuss. But yeah, like we
That's a
said,
wrap on episode 2.
it feels weird saying episode 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we
Gosh.
said, if you haven't got your tickets, link is in the bio. Grab as many as you can while you still can. And
Yeah.
yeah, come and have a fun day. But yeah, thank
Have
you
a
very
good
much for
time.
watching. Yeah. Remember to like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't seen any of our post-match content from the weekends, please watch that as well. And just go and watch any of the other podcasts if you fancy it. But yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
watching, and we will see you all post game on Sunday.
Ooh.
Bye.
See ya.